Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, Wellness at Tiffany's. So today I have the top 5 drugstore foundations for you. If you'd like to see exactly what I think is the best drugstore foundations, then keep on watching. So the first foundation I'm going to talk about is a Wet n Wild Coverall foundation. This is in the color Light Pale. Now the color selection is very off. This is a very dark foundation, and I'm tanning. And this is like the perfect shade for me, so it is really dark. So if you are fair skinned, then I definitely suggest you mix this with a white foundation or get the lightest shade possible, because it is a very dark foundation. It does come in a squeeze tube, which is kind of nice. It is a thicker foundation, but it is buildable. If you have dry skin, you kind of want to watch out for this because it can cling to dry patches. But if you have oily or acne prone skin, which is what I have, then you'd love this foundation. It has buildable coverage and it does last all day long. The next foundation I'm going to talk about is a Maybelline Dream Wonder foundation. This is in the color Porcelain Ivory, and this is in a little dropper. It is a very liquidy foundation, but it has very good coverage for as thin of a foundation that this is. I use this with a brush, but I've heard people talk about that they've used it with a beauty blender. I've never tried that yet, but it has very good coverage with a brush, and it literally feels like nothing is on your skin. So this is a very nice foundation. It does have SPF of 20 in it. The next foundation I'm going to talk about is a L'Oreal Lumi foundation. This is in the color N3 Neutral, and this is too light for me right now, but this is a great everyday foundation, and it does have a pump, which is nice. But I love this foundation. Even though I do have acne and oily skin, it's not so loomy or dewy that you're going to look like an oily mess. Now, it does break down throughout the day around the 5-hour mark, but if you use powder, then this will be fine. But I love this foundation. It's not too matte, not too dewy. It's just kind of in between, and it is buildable and it has great coverage. So I really like using this with a beauty blender or a brush. The next foundation I'm going to talk about is the e.l.f. Acne Fighting Foundation. This has salicylic acid and witch hazel and tea tree in it. This is in the color Porcelain. This is a very buildable, thick foundation, and this is in a little squeeze tube as well, which is kind of nice. But a lot of people talk about the Revlon Color Stay Foundation, and I actually have that, but I did not like it. To me, it was way too thick and cakey, and I just did not like it on my skin. But this one, it has thick coverage and really good coverage, but it's not as cakey as that Revlon. So if you like the Revlon one, you might want to try this out because it is a thicker foundation and great coverage. It will cover everything, but it's not going to leave you cakey like that Revlon one will. So I absolutely love this foundation. I highly recommend this foundation. The next foundation I'm going to talk about is the Covergirl Ready Set Gorgeous Foundation. This is in 105 Classic Ivory. This is a great foundation. It's not as long lasting as some of those others I have previously mentioned, but it is a great overall foundation. It's buildable coverage, and it's great with a brush or a beauty blender or even your fingers. I really like this foundation if you're not going to plan on wearing it, say, all night long. Around 4 to 5 hours it does begin to break down on you, but this is a great, say you just want to have a fuller foundation, you're only going to be out for a couple hours, this is a great foundation. So that is it for my top 5 drugstore foundations. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see everyone in my next video. Bye!